Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at Games Workshop's web store. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Aegis, Sigmar, and warcry content as well. Pretty much anything to do with tabletop gaming, especially Games Workshop, from reactions, reviews, news, and all types of tutorials, and we even show off our painting commissions when they're complete. But that's not what we're here for today. So I noticed something a little strange going on in the Games Workshop web store, and thought I would bring it to you guys with hopes that it will save someone from missing out on something they would have otherwise gotten. I did notice under the last chance to buy tab that a bunch of the older terrain has popped up. So we see obviously all the Wall of Martyrs stuff, the Imperial defense line, the Wall of Martyrs Imperial defense emplacement, which is basically just like a 45-degree turn for these pieces. And then we also have the Wall of Martyrs Imperial Bunker. Then we have the Bastion, which is obviously a very old kit. Most of the stuff is pretty old. Then we see the Void Shield Generator. We have the Haemotrope Reactors, which were just recently available in some of the kits. This was in like that Charadon box set. And then we're next seeing like Thermic Plasma Regulators. They just popped up in the Kill Team box set. The Aegis defense line is pretty old, but you know, a lot of these sets are pretty cool still. And then we see Skyshield Landing Pad as well. And then we have a couple of our basing kits. The hero bases for 40K. We have the Imperial Knight Large Base Detail Kit, which is a bunch of like little bits to put on your knight space. We see the Manufactorum Conservators, which are basically like the little tractors that pull around the crates. And then it comes with one of the crates as well. Apparently that's going away also. And then we see the mechanicus Alchomite Stacks. So, you know, again, these were reboxed in the new Kill Team set. This one is pretty much not available anywhere at this point. And then the Battlezone mechanicus Ferratonic Furnace, again, reboxed in the new Kill Team set. And then we have the Manufactorum Sub-Cloister and Storage Fane, which this is pretty new. This stuff comes in the starter set for 40K right now still, but apparently can no longer be purchased separately. And then finally we have the Mechanicus Prometheium Forge, which a lot of this stuff you'll still be able to pick up otherwise. It's basically just an Alchomite stack with the octagon top piece right there, and then one set of the like 45-degree angle pieces and a set of the legs. But I definitely thought it was interesting because all these are now officially on last chance to buy. So granted, most of these kits are pretty old, so I guess it's not surprising. I mean, most of the stuff here at the top is pretty old. Still nice quality stuff, still cool kits, still, you know, moderately priced, depending what you're looking at. Like the Bastion is pretty huge for 60 bucks. It's not really that bad. You know, these defense lines are super cool and detailed. There's like skulls piled up all over. It's like a pretty cool bunker and everything. You can also attach this stuff in cool ways to basically build like a massive trench and everything. I'm a big fan of that. I think it's pretty cool. The Void Shield Generator is massive. I mean, this thing is ridiculously large and super, super tall. These were recently in all the rest of, I guess, the landing pad also and the defense line are kind of in that like same era of terrain. So it doesn't surprise me a ton that those would be going away. But like the actual reactor itself, that thing is not that old and was also part of like the Mechanicus line. So like all the kind of sector Mechanicus stuff, I would figure would either stay or go together. So we see the reactor, we see the plasma regulators, and then obviously like the Manufactorum Conservators, the Mechanicus Alchomite Stack, the Ferratonic Furnace, and then also the Prometheium Forge. So those are all kind of from the same era, and the Mechanicus stuff has recently just shown up back in the Kill Team box and then also in that Charadon box. So maybe that was them just kind of clearing out stock. The one that really throws me off, you know, the bases are pretty old too. Probably not huge sellers, but there's some cool stuff in there. The one that really throws me off though is the Manufactorum Sub-Cloister and Storage Fane. It seems strange that they would be getting rid of that specifically. Maybe just because they want to just have it in the starter set. So you'll still obviously be able to get a hold of that without any trouble. But that is like really new. I mean, that literally came out with 9th edition. So that being said, you know, obviously there's some potential for something else going on. maybe these are just getting reboxed, but that actually doesn't make sense because some of these items already got a rebox for 9th edition. So if you would purchase some of these right now, they already come in the new 9th edition box. So it doesn't seem likely that they would be basically like going away, no longer available, and then come back in new packaging with like a new SKU or anything. Next, whenever Games Workshop puts the last chance to buy up, that's never for something they're getting ready to rebox. They put like no longer available online. So that kind of rules out the fact that these are like not actually going away. So then the next thing is, well, could it kind of be getting cycled out and then eventually they're going to come back in? Well, again, whenever Games Workshop has done that recently with like those older models, those are really old models, one, and two, they definitely like came out clearly and announced it. So that being said, I mean, is it possible that there's something else going on and these kits aren't going away? Yes, it's definitely possible. But I think if you were interested in any of these kits and you would be salty if it went away or you had to pay full price or more because all of a sudden they weren't readily available, I probably wouldn't hesitate to pick these up just because it would, you know, if you're really looking forward to these or something and then all of a sudden you missed out and didn't realize they were going away, I think you would probably be pretty bummed. So that being said, you know, do I know 100% sure that these will never come back? No, I don't. I do know what Games Workshop typically does with the web store. So seeing them come out and do a last chance to buy on these, also not hearing anything about it, definitely makes me think that if you are interested in these kits, you know, you might want to pick these up sooner than later. I think a lot of this stuff is going to still be readily available. This was pretty well available. You saw it like all over the place. It's cool because it goes with the mechanicus stuff. These just came out in the new Kill Team box, so I don't think there's going to be any shortage of them. These things are pretty cool and, you know, definitely neat to have around, but I don't know if they're like super rare or anything like that. So I think this is the only way to get them, though. I don't think they come in any other sets. And also, if you did buy the new Kill Team and you were missing that one piece for the big crane, it actually comes on this sprue right here. Still be able to get the containers, it looks like. I didn't see them on the list or anything. The basing details are pretty cool, but again, not like a need to have or anything like that. And then as far as the rest of the stuff, again, this was reboxed in the new Kill Team set and is pretty readily available. This is basically, these things are at this point in time near impossible to get. If this goes away, you pretty much won't be able to get these. And these are cool because they actually fit on top of this. It's like the exact same size on the top. And then there's a bunch of like cool little pieces and ways that this can be like built and interacted with. These are pretty readily available. And then finally, everything inside of this kit can still be purchased in one of the other kits. And then obviously, like I said, this is all available in the 40K starter set. So you don't have to worry about that. You actually get, I'm pretty sure it's 2 sets of this, like 2 pieces of each in the starter set. So that being said, some of this stuff will be completely gone. Some of this stuff will be still available other ways. And some of it, you know, not that relevant anyway. The Skyshield Landing Pad is pretty big and pretty unique. There's not a lot of other stuff like that. Obviously, they just came out with like the new landing pad. And they just came out with the kind of like, I can't remember what they call it, but it's like the fencing. So maybe that is sort of their way of just reworking like the old stuff. And this really is going to be a last opportunity to pick it up. So let me know what you think. Do you have any theories or ideas? Am I just dead wrong about this and I don't know anything and they really are reboxing it, or there's something else going on and I just missed it? You know, somebody's always out there with the answers to the universe, regardless of whether they're correct or not. But you know, I'm always curious to hear your guys' opinion. Obviously, the Void Shield Generator is one of the few like really big pieces that Games Workshop has ever made. So if you wanted one of those, definitely don't want to miss your opportunity on that. I think overall, the best pieces that are going away in this are, I think the Bastion is great. I mean, this thing is an awesome line of sight blocker. It has a lot of super cool details to it, and it's very big for $60. And then also, I'm a big fan of like all the Wall of Martyrs stuff. I think it's super cool to kind of have like a trench warfare kind of board, either like surrounding some other like city stuff, or even like just a bunch of like trenches and bunkers. But anyway, that's it for today. Just saw that these were going away, and obviously we don't know how long they're going to be on the last chance to buy for. Typically, it's basically just Games Workshop trying to unload the rest of their stock, and then you don't see these items coming back again, or if you do, it's way into the future. So maybe some of these will pop up in the next Kill Team set in a few months. Maybe they will be gone for good. Maybe they will be repackaged and show up again. But honestly, I doubt it. Typically when stuff goes to the last chance to buy, it really is a wrap. So perhaps we'll hear some kind of announcement from them in the near future. But in the meantime, if any of these are on your wish list, I would definitely make sure to secure them before it is too late. I'm not a big fan of like the FOMO style or anything like that, but at the same time, we know Games Workshop does not like to carry a bunch of excess stock. And as we've seen some recent new terrain releases coming out, it doesn't surprise me that some of the old stuff would kind of get cycled out, especially some of the more readily available stuff or stuff that we just saw, like all this stuff that just was in the Kill Team boxes. This stuff that's in like the starter box, it makes sense that GW would get rid of a couple of these. Things like this makes perfect sense to me, the Prometheium Forge, because you can get all those pieces somewhere else, so they don't really need this kit. It's basically just one extra box that they have, on their like SKUs. Other than that though, I mean pretty much everything else is like the only way you could get it was in these individual kits, like all this stuff. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. Definitely curious for your guys' opinion. Just wanted to bring that one to you. So if you are interested in any of this terrain, some of it is pretty old, been around for a while, but to tell you the truth, I wouldn't say it's like dated to the point where you wouldn't want it anymore. Like the detail on the wall of Martyrs, Imperial defense line and all that stuff is absolutely amazing. I mean, the first time I picked up one of these sets, I was shocked at like how cool this is and like all the little skulls, the way that you can basically put like the little end caps on them and then attach all these various pieces together to create like a giant battle line. So I'm a big fan of it. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Gonna keep this one relatively short. Let me know what you think down below. Are you gonna be picking any of these pieces up? Do you have any of them already and you would recommend others pick them up because they're way cooler than you would think? And again, am I wrong about this? Am I missing something? Was there some kind of announcement? I feel like Games Workshop is pretty transparent about stuff going away and kind of trying to build like that FOMO or like demand for things when they want to sell it. So it seems strange that there was no kind of like announcement or article or anything like that, kind of popping off, letting people know, hey, grab it before it's gone. So but that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. If you are new to the channel, if you enjoy this kind of news, reactions, reviews, all kinds of unboxings, painting, modeling, magnetization tutorials, and obviously we are a commission studio and show off our commissions when they're completed. If you're into any of that stuff for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and then occasionally we do a little Horus Heresy, some Underworlds, anything pretty much Games Workshop or D&D related, make sure to like and subscribe. It's a free way for you to help out the channel, and I personally appreciate it. So that being said, I am Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.